Then a manuscript of a book by Julia Child and Simone Beck came upon your desk.
That's right.
It wasn't exactly in tune with the popular trends of cooking at the time, and I gather it had also been rejected by a number of houses by the time you saw it.
It had been rejected up in Boston, one other house, and the gentleman of the publishing company called Mrs. Child in, and they said, "Mrs. Child, no woman in America wants to know this much about French cooking." Well, I did. Sorry. And so when it landed on my desk, I think they thought that I would just get rid of it and give it a cursory glance. But it was at least 800 pages, and I took hunks of it home. I started cooking from it. I was just totally immersed in it. It was like a gift from heaven. And so I persuaded Mr. Knopf, with some help among other food connoisseurs at Knopf, and he said, "Well, let Mrs. Jones have her chance." So
He was doing you a favor. Well, you also would at times work Mr. Knopf against Mrs. Knopf and vice versa.
yes,
That would help. And then that just opened up well, first of all, Julia then appeared on television, and
Yes.
that changed everything.
yeah, that changed everything. She suddenly permitted Americans to enjoy food and to be sensuous about it and take delight in it and say num num at the table and have cooking smells permeate the house.
Did that happen with all the other people who came along, like Claudia Roden and Marcella Hazan?
Well, I think Julia's influence was the most dramatic without any question. In other words, she sort of paved the way, because once we opened up to all these new taste experiences, we wanted to try Middle Eastern, Indian, regional Italian instead of just Italian American. And so it was the right time. As Julia often said to me, "Judith, you and I were there at the right time." And we were.